Yeah, and sorry again, your walking constitution. And a lot's been happening here recently. I'm sorry I haven't got more videos out than I have, but I'll be picking up speed here. This one relates to the one I just did on default judgment. And the way I did that, and there may be more than one way, but I designed what on page one looks like a 42 USC 1983 complaint. But it also says on page one, trespass via armis. So you get to the jurisdiction section, and that's where I let them know in no uncertain terms that we have no states, we have no judicial courts, we have no known peaceful remedies here. In concert with the U.S. Supreme Court having ruled that acts of Congress have a strong presumption of constitutionality, not to mention the fact they must have judicial courts out there somewhere, state and or federal, otherwise every law in the books is null and void, nunc pro tunc ab initio as a bill of attainder. Article 1, Section 9 and 10. Congress can't do it, the states can't do it. So that said, I'm saying we have this common law trespass via armis that we would have in a state judicial court if there were any. That's trespass by force of arms. And the way I'm doing it, not only are these official actors liable to this lawsuit, they don't have any legal capacity. Therefore, they don't have even qualified judicial immunity, let alone absolute immunity. Some BS decisions of the U.S. Supreme Court we distinguish easily, but they're personally liable as they should be, having been bound by oath of office by this Constitution and the laws enacted in pursuance thereof. It's an issue I would love to get to the U.S. Supreme Court now with what they've done in the last couple of terms here. They may only rule on that on the shadow docket, at least for now. But what happens is we get our judgment in the trial court and we go on our way to collect whatever we have coming. And I think in the fullness of time, especially if the Republicans win the quote unquote election in 2024, that conservative majority is going to be there through the early 2030s. Not that I necessarily will be, but we'll have that kind of time frame. And that may give them a lot more confidence in going a lot further than they have at this point with the original intent and eventually addressing the 14th Amendment. And there's only one way to rule on that. Not only it doesn't exist, it never did. They contemporaneously ruled against it. So this 1983 case that I've done, and it looks like that initially, is anything but. And that's how we beat the bastards. And if necessary, get them in front of a jury where they're going to be cross-examined potentially by me, even if only on a Zoom appearance, unfiltered by one of their state bar association attorneys. They can't have that happen. And yet we have every right to have it happen. It's way too long since we've seen anything like that. But then the court itself hasn't acted like a judicial court for 90 years. That's the unprecedented window we are in here. To learn more about all this, send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you with my materials and what I do. It's amazingly inexpensive and very effective, especially of late. As after all, we have the rights. We're in a principal and agent relationship here with our people in government if they were representing us, which they're not. But that's what it should be. So that being the case, we tell them what to do, not the other way around. And yet, as you'll learn by getting my materials, send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. You walk into one of the courts, most particularly, and they think it's a guardian and ward relationship. Or if you want to put it more succinctly, master and slave. We have no rights the de facto National Socialist government is bound to respect, except that the original intent of the framers of the Constitution is exactly the opposite. And that's how we got as far as fast as we did in 125 years and became the most powerful nation on the face of the earth. We want that federated Republican form of government of defined and limited powers back. Fancy no gozy, upchuck Schumer, bitch McConnell, and get rid of this democracy we have currently in place. 3 wolves, 2 sheep voting on what's for dinner. Now we have that over there in Pyongyang, North Korea. Why not allow them to join us as a state in the union? They fit right in, wouldn't they? So this is the direction we need to go. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and I'll let you know what I have and how you can get involved, teach your children, teach your posterity, and get these bastards off our backs. Thank you.